When the trailer for Doom Annihilation dropped out of nowhere, fans were shocked, but not in the way the studio hoped. Instead of excitement, the reveal sparked disappointment, with many calling out the film's rough production quality, lackluster visuals, and an overall presentation that felt worlds away from the adrenaline-fueled brutality the games are known for. And when the movie finally released, things didn't get any better. Critics and longtime fans alike met it with overwhelmingly negative reviews, cementing its reputation as yet another failed video game adaptation. But here's the twist. The movie is, ironically, one of the closest attempts at following the structure, lore, and atmosphere of the games. From its setup to its story beats and direct references, it tries harder than its predecessor, yet still stumbles with poor execution, questionable production choices, and a major narrative shift that replaces the iconic Doom guy with a new protagonist. In this deep dive, we're descending into the fiery depths of one of the most infamous attempts at bringing a legendary FPS franchise to the big screen, Doom Annihilation, exploring the fun facts and behind-the-scenes secrets that went into the production of this movie. So, grab your BFGs and let's dive in. The movie was made without any direct help from the creators of the Doom video game series, something the official Doom Twitter account openly stated by saying, "We're not involved with the movie." The film's director later explained in interviews that the team behind the movie actually tried to bring Bethesda and id Software, even before a script existed. They invited the game developers to help shape the story, review the script, give input on casting choices, and even guide the design of the demons, so the film would feel closer to the games. However, both companies chose not to participate and simply wished the filmmakers good luck as they moved forward on their own. The filmmakers included a number of fun Easter eggs that reference the classic games and earlier movie. When the team comes across the body of a dead scientist named John Carmack, it's meant as a tribute to the real John Carmack, one of the original creators of the 1993 Doom video game. And it also mirrors a scientist character with the same name in the first Doom film. Additionally, the first dead UAC soldier the characters find is identified as William Blazkowicz, which is a clear wink to fans of another major franchise, Wolfenstein, where the main hero is also named Blazkowicz. These small details were added to reward longtime fans with subtle nods to the studio's gaming history. Another character, Malcolm Betruger, comes directly from Doom 3, where he serves as the main villain and a human collaborator helping the demons. The movie keeps this idea by making Dr. Betruger the antagonist as well. His last name is also a clever hint to his true nature. In German, Betruger would be spelled Betrüger, which means traitor, cheater, or scammer. This meaning subtly foreshadows his eventual betrayal and shows that his name was chosen to signal his untrustworthy role in the story. Finally, the ship's artificial intelligence is named Daisy, which is a small reference to Doom Guy's pet rabbit with the same name. The movie was made with a strict rule that the filmmakers could not use any story elements, characters, or ideas from Doom 2016 or anything released after that game. Because of this limitation, the team had to base the entire movie on older Doom material, drawing inspiration only from earlier games, earlier lore, and other past media connected to the franchise. This meant the film's story, monsters, and overall style were shaped by the classic versions of Doom rather than the newer reboot, giving it a different tone and direction from what modern fans might expect. The script includes a few playful lines that reference the difficulty settings from the games. The line that one of the Marines yells, "Oh, your ultra nightmare, boy!" is referring to the toughest difficulty setting in the games, which is even harder than the already infamous Nightmare mode. The movie actually hints at this earlier too when another Marine jokes about the dangers they might face on the Phobos base and says, "I'm your ultra nightmare." It also slips in a nod to the easiest difficulty level, "I'm too young to die," giving longtime fans a couple of clever references to recognize while the action unfolds. Lieutenant Joan d'Arc, the main character in the movie, has a name that is meant to sound very similar to Joan of Arc, also known as Jeanne d'Arc, the famous historical figure who led French forces during the Hundred Years' War. The similarity is intentional and works as a playful twist on the legendary name, suggesting a connection between the movie's tough, determined Marine and the real-world heroine known for her courage and leadership. Similarly, Private Li Chen's name is a small tribute to the early development history of the Doom franchise. Her name is inspired by Lorelei Chen, a character who was originally planned for the very first Doom game, but never made it into the final version. Although Lorelei and the other planned characters were dropped from Doom, their ideas didn't disappear completely, as reworked versions of them were later used in the 1994 game Rise of the Triad Dark War by 3D Realms. By naming the Marine Li Chen, the movie includes a subtle nod to this early, lesser-known part of Doom's creation, giving fans a connection to the franchise's behind-the-scenes history. Universal pushed Doom Annihilation into production very quickly because the studio was close to losing the rights to make live-action Doom movies. Film rights usually come with deadlines, and if a studio doesn't start producing a project within a certain time, those rights can expire and return to the original owner. To avoid that happening, Universal moved fast to get the movie underway, which meant the project had to be developed and filmed on a tighter schedule than usual. This rush explains some of the film's smaller scale and limited resources, as the main goal was to begin production in time to keep the rights. The movie includes more nods to the original Doom video game for longtime fans. It shows characters coming across a chainsaw, which is one of the most iconic weapons used in the games. It also features explosive barrels that can be shot to take out enemies, just like players often do in the classic levels. The Marines must collect red, yellow, and blue keycards to unlock different areas, directly copying the color-coded access system from the early games. On top of that, the heroes face demons that attack by throwing fireballs, another signature element from the original Doom. All of these details were added to capture the spirit of the classic gameplay and bring familiar moments into the film's story. And that's a wrap on this Doom Annihilation deep dive. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to keep these fun facts coming. Also, what are your thoughts on this movie? Did this take on Doom win you over with its closer ties to the original source material? Or do you still prefer the 2005 adaptation, despite its wild detours from the game's lore? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and until next time, thanks for watching, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next video.